He wants to thank you so much for never giving up on him here in this world. Do you still feel responsible for his death or feel that you could have prevented this from happening with him? But he says to me, Matt, you need to tell her that I did not tell her the full truth. There were parts of my life that I kept hidden, and there were things in my life that I was not talking about. So first of all, I'm pretty sure I'm with you. There's a soul that's coming through that's showing me they passed in tragedy here in the physical world when I'm connecting.
Okay.
And right away they're telling me I need to come through because I have to talk about what happened with my passing, and they're taking responsibility the moment I'm connecting with them.
I was a best friend.
Okay, so know that first of all, that soul's here. When I'm connecting with him, he thinks this is so cool that he can be up in front of all these people
he does.
and talk like this. And it's funny because you gotta know that even family members, right? Family members and people that were extended family will be with you in spirit. And he's coming through like he's a brother to you on the other side because he says to me, Matt, he says, you gotta know. He says that she was a constant throughout my life. He wants to thank you for the way that you loved him, for the way that you cared for him. He says, because I had issues with my own family, he tells me, here in this world. He said to me that he stopped talking to his family. He tells me that his family disowned him here in this world. He says, and all I had was you. He's here right now, and he just asked me to get off this stage and be next to you. He says, Matt, and you gotta know, this is what it's like being a medium. When I was connecting, he was right behind you, and I feel like I'm on Jerry Springer. I didn't know if you dated, if you were friends with benefits or what you were, but he was right behind you when I was connecting for one reason. He says to me, Matt, he says, she showed me what true love really was. And you know that he says to me that he wants to thank you so much for never giving up on him here in this world. He tells me he had to come through because you still feel responsible for his death or feel that you could have prevented this from happening with him. But he says to me, Matt, you need to tell her that I did not tell her the full truth. There were parts of my life that I kept hidden, and there were things in my life that I was not talking about. Do you understand that? Because when I'm connecting with him, he just showed me that he had addiction issues here in this world when I'm speaking to him. He actually shows me that when he was here, it started off with depression. He says, and Matt, I was depressed. He says, my moods are up and down. It's all right. He says to me, what he wants to let you know is this, is that here in this world, he wants to thank you for being the one person that looked out for him, that cared for him. He says, because Matt, throughout life, I felt like I didn't have anybody. He says, and even though there were times when the two of you came apart, even though there were times when you didn't talk with him or speak with him or connect with him, he says, Matt, you need to let her know from the other side that I've been trying to reach her. And listen, I know you're hiding from me in there.
I know.
It's all right. He says to me this. He says to me that he's been coming to you because you've also been dealing with anxiety as well. He says to me that your anxiety has been through the roof. He says, and Matt, she stresses and she stresses and she stresses. He says, and she keeps saying, who's looking after me? Who's looking after me? He just said to me, I am. He says to me that what he needs you to know is this. He says, Matt, can you please just let her know from the other side that I am completely fine? And also that in spirit, he's been sending you songs to let you know that he's there. So you hear the music. That's his way of showing you in spirit that when you've gotten those songs, when you've heard that music that's playing.
I knew it. I knew it.
Well, listen, you're going to know that before your loved ones even come through to me, they start to come through to you. But he says to me this, can I hold your hand? He says to me, Matt, you have to tell her. He says that I want her to be able to live her life again without worrying about me, without thinking about the past, without thinking about anything. He says the same way that you were so protective of me in life, he says, I'm watching over you and I'm protective of you from the afterlife. So know that I'm there, know that I'm with you, and I am safe and at peace.